everyone, welcome to another video of FFL 24/7. Today's video is going to be about the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency enthusiasts who have been eagerly waiting to find out what is going to be happening in the crypto industry. As you guys have been watching crypto, so Bitcoin and overall crypto industry have been making some big, very exciting moves over the last couple of weeks. Some of you might be wondering if this is a fake out or an actual bull run maybe in the making. So let's get into some technical analysis and figure out if this price action and kind of a bull run is backed by some technical analysis or just filled out with some nonsense. So the graph we are looking at is the Bitcoin chart, obviously. So again, we have seen a very horrible drop from all the way from the peak in November 2021 all the way down to November 2022. Yes, that is correct. So that was exactly 1 year of a bear market. So apparently so far we have bottomed around November 2022, and since then we have been rising very steadily, and slowly but steadily we have been making some right direction. So as you guys have been following my previous video, so we have been following this uptrend line very closely, where we bottomed Bitcoin around 16,500k mark, and we have reached up to the 38k level that we already predicted that we are gonna hit this level eventually. So if you guys remember, we were tracking Bitcoin very closely when we were around the 25k mark, and we did point it out that we are forming a very strong support in this region. As you guys can see, in this area we have 25k support held pretty nicely, and also in this area. So and also this acted as a resistance in the past, so we pointed out in this area around August. So since August we have been tracking very nicely, and I predicted if we were able to break 30k for Bitcoin, we would be making some very nice moves going ahead. And as you guys can clearly see, and another video that I did, if you guys remember, that I pointed out on October 23rd that we are going to possibly form like a zigzag pattern for some days to make it look like a flag pattern. So that flag pattern is kind of a bullish technical pattern. So if it does break out, it obviously breaks out in the opposite direction upwards in the same length that this flagpole length is. So this is apparently happening, and as you guys can clearly see that I have this Fibonacci very critical level of 0.5 already marked out, and you guys can clearly see we touched it and we bounced back down above it. So obviously we are going to see a little bit of break around this area, and it all depends on what kind of news is coming in to support a move upwards or downwards. So far it's looking like the Bitcoin is stuck at this 38k level. That is a major Fibonacci level, so we have to have some volume coming in and some strong support to break through this level. And obviously we do have some news floating, some very exciting news floating around all over the internet and social media that the Bitcoin ETF is about to get approved, that BlackRock is really after it. So let me just give you a little bit of background about what's going on with the BlackRock. So BlackRock, as you guys know, they are one of the largest financial institutions in the world. So they have been trying to get this Bitcoin ETF approved for a long time from SEC. So and apparently look like SEC is now willing to make a move and approve the BlackRock's ETF. So since this is BlackRock, if they want something to get approved, they're obviously eventually going to get approved. So but this is not it. There have been another negative news floating around in the market as well. So they might want to play it if they want to maybe do some more accumulation to bring the price down. So they are trying to spread some kind of fear that so that ETF might not be approved right away. There still has to be like a 1 month delay from actual approval to the launch. So that will be very exciting to see how this news plays out, and these guys are going to play Bitcoin maybe up and down against zigzag and whatever you want to call it. So my technical analysis of what I am seeing in the chart, so this is the major level that we have to break through, and this is around the 37k mark and 38k mark. So if we are able to break through this level with a strong volume coming in, so volume is slightly increasing if you guys look at the bottom. So if we are able to break through this, then the next target that I will be looking at is clearly 44k that we have been already calling out in our last couple of videos for Bitcoin. Since August we have been tracking this, and we have been calling out this price target of 44k. But for now, is as we have seen a big price movement in short duration of time, and the RSI has also shot up in the overbought region. So technically and naturally, this price action has to cool out a little bit and maybe do some sideways for a few more days, but that will just keep forming like a more bullish flag pattern for us, and it is just maybe about to burst at any time. But obviously anything can happen. But a very interesting thing, if you guys notice, the way the Bitcoin and the whole crypto industry, especially Ethereum and some other coins as well, they're moving. So crypto and Bitcoin are finally starting to decouple from the actual broader stock market, SPY to be more specific. So because we were held for like last couple of years in very close tight range with all the movements that the overall general stock market was doing, but in this case we are starting to see some decoupling happening, and crypto and Bitcoin has started doing their own things. Finally, what we want to see, what we need to pay very close attention is obviously the news. So see, this is all just not a coincidence. So they play the news at very critical levels. So we are clearly at a very critical level at 37 to 38k range area, and we have another major level above us, that is 44k. So they are going to play around with this news, like beating them up and down, like positive news, negative news. They're going to throw a lot of articles at us, so we need to be prepared. And what we need to do is pay close attention to the chart. So news is just a distraction, so the chart is going to tell us everything. If we are able to break through this, then I am very reasonably confident that we will be getting our 44k mark. So what happens there at 44k, we will be doing another technical analysis on the situation based on the current market situation. Obviously we will be taking into account the overall stock market and a global news economy as well, and obviously, and last but not the least, the volume has to play a critical role. So the volume and the price action give us very strong indication of what might be happening in the future. So you see, if this price is almost stagnant and going sideways, but if you notice, the volume has been increasing steadily, so something is definitely cooking in the background. So let's take a look at the other time frames of what's going on. So this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. So ladies and gentlemen, this is another very bullish sign that I wanted to discuss with you guys. If you zoom out a little bit more and look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, so can you guys notice something, how beautiful of a cup and handle pattern that we are forming? So again, if this cup and handle pattern, we have actually already started to break out of it, and if this is to fully execute, this puts us exactly around the 44k mark, because this has to go exactly in the length of this cup in the opposite direction. So that is around the 44k mark for Bitcoin that we are watching and tracking. So we have some two strong bullish indicators in the weekly chart and also in the daily chart. So that was all about the Bitcoin technical analysis for today, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.